following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Welcome to this episode of NiagaraStuff. It's your boy Stens. Today I have two awesome guests, two very good friends of mine, Berti, Swiatkowski. Ladies and gentlemen, made it on set. Thank you very much for.
This is a dream come
We
true.
were just talking
Kicking
a couple
and screaming.
seconds ago that having commitments to tend to, we put this on the schedule.
2 years ago.
Yeah. No, it was going into
had a
Christmas.
podcast.
It was before Christmas.
Yes, it was.
It was going to be the Christmas episode. I thought maybe we could hang out before Christmas. Yeah. And then, so we finally got here, and welcome. Thank you very much for
That's great. Yes.
coming on set today. Rich behind the dials and knobs over there helping out. First, I just want to say hello and thank you. And if I could just take a couple minutes with each of you to just introduce yourselves to me. And we'll go alphabetical order.
Alphabetical order.
Yeah, we'll start with Ange.
So hello, I'm Berti.
Hi, Ange.
Nice to meet you. I like long walks on beaches.
Long walks on short piers.
I am the Director of Public Affairs for New York State Parks. Best job in New York State, maybe the United States of
Nice.
America. I'm going to go out on a limb.
It's up there.
It's up there.
It is up there.
It's up there. I've been here 18 years. Been working in Niagara County in different capacities for 25 years, which is bananas. And you know,
25 years doesn't, like you think it doesn't, it's not a long time, but
it's a long time.
It's a generation.
It's a long.
Yeah.
When you put it like
Sorry.
that. Great.
No, like 25 years, like I have a sweatshirt I wear all the time.
That's right.
It's 25 years, like
Yeah,
what? Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
I know. But along the way, I think we all made really, I've made great connections, and I'm currently sitting here with two of the best connections of 25 years.
Thank you. Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
No, maybe free.
I met you through, I think, just Berti on all when I had doing the Niagara Hub and seeing her name so often. And I think one day I just said, hi, I'm Chris. And that's how we became friends, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, that's the fast version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sue.
Yeah. Sue Swiatkowski, lifelong Niagara Falls resident.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say? You like long walks on beaches? I like the Muppets and boy bands. Is my thing.
Yes, I know.
That's not what this podcast is about.
Oh,
But
That's a whole nother.
That's what I
was.
I think that's a whole
See,
different.
Rich, I said they didn't see last episode. This is continuation of the last
Muppets
episode.
and boy bands. But beyond that, and the Met Gala was great. That was I love watching people walk red carpets.
Met Gala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you I'd
big
get
Oscar
it in there.
fan too, right?
Big Oscar fan. Yeah, that's a big thing for me. So anyway, right now I'm the marketing manager for the fashion outlets. But prior to that, I worked a ton of time in downtown Niagara Falls. Hard Rock Cafe, when people said it was fun. We used to do concerts and stuff outside. I was the marketing manager there. Hopped from there to Old Fall Street. Hopped from Old Fall Street to Destination Niagara, USA.
The heart and soul.
Yeah, a lot of downtown. I got a lot of downtown, but I grew up in LaSalle, so I'm a Niagara Falls girl at heart. So.
Falls chick.
Yeah,
Right,
Falls
well,
chick. If you're looking for a Falls
worked
chick,
with
I'm
both
her.
of you.
Poster child.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. I worked with both of you at the Downtown Business Association and downtown ins and outs. Yep. Sue, we've been friends since high school.
High school.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then bumped into each other again with the downtown stuff.
Yeah.
So and we've been friends now.
Long time.
Yeah, and
More than 25 years.
Even working, I was going to say that's been at least 25.
Yeah,
I'm a
so.
newbie.
Well, now, 10,
Yeah.
15 years probably.
Yeah.
So when we had met up earlier and they were going through what we're going to talk about and kind of just, pre-talking about it, and I said, you don't have anything to worry about because it's me and the conversation that I want to continue here. Because we'll talk about the things that we're promoting and the business aspects when we wrap up and everything. But there's some meat and potatoes.
Here we go.
We
So
love
I
meat
was
and
telling
It's
Rich
been brewing.
No,
It's
this
been
isn't
brewing.
even. No, I thought of this today because I was like, when I pre-plan of what we could talk about, I'm like, wait a minute. I know Sue would love this conversation, and I know Ange definitely will too.
Let's go.
But last week, I was telling Rich because slightly embarrassed, slightly. At work. During lunch, at my lunch break, I was on YouTube, somehow got into a rabbit hole with Sesame Street. I don't know if something popped up in my feed or whatever about Sesame Street.
All right.
You did see this coming?
I did not see
Okay.
No, okay.
So that led to, of course, the Muppets and Jim Henson and everybody. But then I remembered, and I don't know what caught my eye, but Mr. Hooper. And when I was a kid, do you remember Mr. Hooper?
The storekeeper, of course.
Yes.
Right? The shopkeeper.
The shop.
Yeah.
Hooper's.
They still call it Hooper Store in the show. Yeah.
So, and I started thinking about Mr. Hooper, and I actually started tearing up, and like tears were coming down my cheeks, and it made me remember, like, I don't know, therapy or something about our teachers approaching us to tell us that Mr. Hooper died was like a major deal. And I never even thought about it in
Big Bird explained it to the
40
kids.
friggin' years, or whatever, how long it's
on
been.
Sesame Street.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
They had
read
to go
the
through death.
thing.
The
Yep.
kids
and
had to learn about death.
through Big Bird, and Big Bird was nervous and scared because he didn't understand it. And basically at the end, a baby was born, I think, on that episode.
Oh, is that what happened?
Somebody had a baby, and they said, you know, there's birth and there's death. Wow. So that got Rich and I talking on a whole Muppets.
I just remember he sang a song, and it said, "I cried when Mr. Looper died. It made me very sad." Because he never called him Mr. Hooper. He could never remember his name, and it always rhymed with it. No Looper. He said, "I cried when Mr. Looper died. It made me very sad."
And
then I cried so much.
That's the same
That's
episode?
probably the same episode, but I cried so much from hearing to say that I was just like, I don't know the rest of the song. I don't know.
It's funny. Like, I'd never even thought about it till that day I was sitting there. It was last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And whatever rabbit hole, and then I'm sitting there like, and there's actual like tears going. I had to get Kleenex and that. And then a dude came in to fix the. He's doing the. There's a fan in the ceiling, and they change the filter every like twice a year.
Yeah.
He came in the room, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" I'm like,
crying about Big Bird.
"Come here, guy." Do you remember Mr. Hooper? No, dude, I'm 23 years old.
Yeah.
Just hold me.
Just hold me.
Just hold me.
Move away, old man.
So let me ask you.
Yeah.
Favorite Muppets?
Well, I mean, Kermit is my favorite
Top.
Muppet. I like Kermit more than I like Mickey Mouse. So, I mean,
Oh, it's night and day. That's
I
apples
mean,
and oranges.
Right.
Kermit is, I mean, he's the epitome of like, you know, he keeps it all together even though the ship is.
So is Kermit? What's his day job?
Kermit's day job?
Day job.
He's like the leader of the group.
Was he a reporter?
No, he's like an accountant. He's steady Eddie. He's like
He's
holding it down.
because there's an argument or discussion
of
that
what he does in the
the
day.
Muppets is his night job.
Oh.
He works for the theater, and in the day he's a reporter.
No,
But
I
he
think he's
lives
like
on.
I think he's like a pitch man or
He
something.
lives
during
on
the day.
Sesame Street. This is just what I read. He lives on Sesame Street. He's a reporter in the day.
How
and
many?
at night,
How
his
many did that person
part-time-
smoke?
Yeah,
I was
don't
gonna say I
know.
don't think I smoked enough.
No, I only
think that is
smoked,
his day job. I think it is his day. I mean, if you're taking it back to the original Muppet Show,
Yeah.
like he was like the stage runner.
Yeah, he's
Right,
the
right.
stage
runner.
stage manager.
Yeah,
or
the stage
whatever.
manager.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know. So then,
Yeah,
but
and
in the
then he
days-
was the host. So like I think his nighttime is he's the host.
When
Right.
does he
But
report?
during the
When
day,
He's running the
he's
theater.
the showrunner.
He's like the Rich
That's the day.
Moranto.
That's
His
the
day,
day.
his
Is
day
the
is
show?
he's the showrunner,
Oh,
and
see, I
at
pictured
night
Rich
that at night.
Moranto, and then
Right.
at night he's the Chris Steiner.
he's the Chris.
Oh,
There you go.
See, this is actually funny because I know we were talking about this. This was my question. Like, my theory is it's different theories that, well, the question, it's not really a theory, it's a question. Is Sesame Street and the Muppet Show in the same, what I will call the Muppet verse?
Yes,
Oh,
I
is it-
say yes.
I think it is. I think he
and
I think he
shook-
dabbled
and
in
I gotta
reporting.
shook your head. No.
I think he dabbled in reporting, and then got picked up by the show.
By
Well, think about it. Everyone I know that started in news, they eventually leave and have to go get another job, right?
Well,
Like,
in the
like
show,
my
it's
good friend
better
Meg
to be a
Rossman,
PR
right?
than
My
it is to
friend
be
Meg,
actual-
she
Better to
worked
be a
for
hack.
Spectrum for a while. Meg, remember
Meg
she worked,
Rossman.
and then she had to go.
Yeah,
Then
you
she had to go get a job with the Red Cross. You know,
Yeah.
she did some politics
Yes.
stuff in between.
Politics in between.
So maybe that's what Kermit did. Maybe Kermit said, "There's no money in
Kermit
television,
had a
so
bill to pay,
in
and
television
it was-
news,
But I
I'm
will
going to
tell
get
you,
into
he
theater."
made great friends there, and he is still friends with Bert, Ernie, Big
Yeah.
Bird,
Okay.
you know, all
now
of them.
so the constant amongst
I mean, they
them
all came
would
to his
be,
wedding.
Would be Kermit.
They all came to his wedding in the Muppets Take Manhattan. By the way,
Sue.
There
was a crossover there,
Is Big
so
Bird?
they have to be.
That answers it. That it is the same universe.
It is
another
the same
question.
universe.
Is Big Bird a Muppet?
No, he's a
Yes.
Yes.
I say anything by Jim Henson
Sesame-
is a Muppet.
Is Sesame Street
Well,
Jim Henson?
I
feel
did- yes.
they're
It's-
Muppets.
it is?
I'm on the fence on that because I think it goes by show. But you are right if we're talking about Jim Henson's creations. But I'm never going to say that the Fraggles are Muppets.
No.
Never going to
Oh.
say that.
See, I think it's
whole
a
different
Muppet.
Genre.
No.
It's a
Here's
genre.
another theory I have. if Muppets lived amongst us, it wouldn't be too strange. We're so used to Muppets now. So if you're at the bus stop or wherever and a Muppet sat next to you,
Well,
you would
it would be yes.
A
you would
friend
talk
of
to
mine
it like,
who we all know, whose name we won't say just because it rhymes with Schmandria Schmullet. We have a thing where if you just get beyond capacity for whatever you're imbibing and you become a Muppet.
Oh, okay.
So there are Muppets
That's fun
among
too.
us.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
I
Muppets
think that
among us.
I think that they have interacted with humans so much
That
that
it's
they have
more-
become human.
And we've kind of just blocked it out.
Well, they
Like if
certainly interact in several of the movies with humans.
That's
Yes.
what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
We've
But that
grown to
freaks
think
me
that
out
that
when
might
they're
be
with
kind
actual
of normal.
humans.
Like a Muppet doesn't even,
Kinda freaks
wouldn't
me
be
out.
startling. Sorry, what were you saying? What were you mumbling
It
over
just
there?
freaks me out when there's Muppets with humans. So,
Oh.
kind of weird.
It's the greatest thing ever.
Who's your favorite Muppet?
I'm going with Statler and Waldorf.
Oh,
I've
nice.
been accused of being.
Kind of like
I
that.
mean, we're kind of Statler and
So,
Waldorf.
well, look at right here. Can
Here
we
we are.
superimpose a theater over the top of them and put them in the balcony?
Would I be Statler and would I be Waldorf?
I mean-
And the funniest thing is I've watched that show for so long, I still don't know which one is which.
No, that's
I
the
think
beauty
Yeah, I
of
don't
them. I
know.
don't think you're supposed
Most
to.
people wouldn't even know their
Yeah. I
names.
think
So
you're supposed to.
Yeah.
that's good stuff. I always like Slimy.
Oh, the worm.
The worm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Slimy.
Janice was
Yeah,
my
Janice
favorite
is good.
Janice is cool. The Dr.
Animal.
Teeth and their whole crew is
Right.
pretty
It
cool.
is. It
I
is
love
my thing to try to own all of the plush.
I know.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've
That's why I thought
collected
you
many.
would enjoy this conversation.
This is a.
This
I-
is
What about
really-
Emmett Otter? Is Emmett Otter a Muppet? Is he a
love
Muppet?
it. No.
He's a Muppet.
No,
He is a
They're-
Jim-
they're-
he's like in Fragile, like Fragile Rock.
Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock.
I almost said Fragile.
No, but but
Gee, like
Kermit's in that.
Yeah.
He's the
Crossovers?
narrator.
So
the
he's
narrator.
So
So-
he's in it, so they're
I
Muppets.
like it. Yes,
Is
you're
Emmett
true. He
Otter?
rides the bike.
He's in Emmett Otter.
He's not in Fraggle
He's
Rock,
the narrator
No.
at the beginning.
and he's not in Bear in the Big Blue House, which was Muppet creation.
I'll tell you.
Jim
I'll tell
Henson
you one thing.
creations,
Bear
too.
in the Big Blue House. If you can see any of the outtakes, if you can like Google outtakes,
Really?
they're hilarious.
Oh, did you ever see Emmett Otters?
Yes.
Those are good too. Yeah.
I've seen the ones where they stay in character when
Oh yeah.
you know the
yeah,
mother,
yeah,
the
swearing
mother
and
character.
stuff,
I've
yeah.
seen that one where she keeps coming through the porch or whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
I would
yeah.
think the Emmett Otter
And then
the
with
crew
the
are
what's
all Muppets
Bear?
too.
Bear had that mouse. What was the mouse?
I don't really know
Tutter.
that too much.
Tutter.
Tutter the
Tutter.
mouse.
They, "Bah!"
I don't know that one. I know what it is, but I haven't seen it.
I was way too old to watch that show, but
But here we are.
I had to
Here we are.
get acquainted with it. But
Good
I
stuff. Janice is
will
a good
say, of our lifetime, besides Walt Disney, to just make the Muppets and that whole, it's just absolute
Cool.
genius. Jim Henson,
Yes.
genius.
And now you see more and more stuff because the clips come out
Right.
with YouTube. You can see how they are actually doing it with Big Bird and all. It's crazy.
Crazy how
Ahead of their time.
everything we see was done above their heads,
Right.
And
Yep.
watching through monitors.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
And then they show their bodies and like they're just wearing flannel shirts and talking normal,
and
that's
total
cool.
hippies.
Yeah.
And probably high the whole time.
Probably.
Yeah.
They had to have been.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
And the Muppet Show was actually filmed in London. So a lot of
I didn't know that.
You are a wealth.
I think I know
in
that because
London.
at the end of the Muppet Show at the bottom it said something to that.
And a lot of
effect, like
times
the
you'll
little-
see that you're like, I didn't really know that performer so much because it was
Mm.
hard to get performers to get there all the time. So yeah.
Interesting. Good.
Another
That's
thing.
some good
Well,
trivia.
and another crazy thing is that if you see the Muppet Show, I think was on for 5 years, maybe. I think there's 5 years of it.
79 to 84
Almost
or something like that.
every special guest has passed on, which is very sad. Yeah, very
like
sad.
the host of the Muppet Show? Oh, the guest of the
guest.
Muppet
Yes,
Show? Yeah.
the guest,
I think it's
yeah.
Sylvester Stallone,
So yeah,
Carol Burnett, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking
They're
people
all-
that are alive.
I mean,
but
they're
don't know.
more often than not they have passed on. It's very sad. So if you try to watch that with
Well,
with children these days, they're not catching on because they
No.
don't know who they are.
It was 50 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
I think I was playing like Little League Baseball because the show was on Tuesday nights when I was a kid. And of course, my team played on Tuesdays. So I'm yelling at my parents. I'm like, I don't want to go to baseball. I didn't even like baseball. I wanted to watch the Muppets. And they're
how
like,
I
you
felt
got to go
about
to
Elf.
baseball.
I had dance the same night Elf was on.
Elf isn't. Jim Henson,
No,
though.
he is not, but he is a puppet.
He
He's
was
a
in the same
puppet.
vein.
He's not a Muppet.
Kind
though.
of, but I never got to watch Elf because I was always taking dance at
Yeah.
the same
I
time.
mean, I liked Elf, but
So if
the
you were
same
to drop an Elf, like I don't know, like something that happened on the show, I'd be like, what?
He
Because
ate
I don't know anything about
cats.
Elf.
Yeah, Elf was Monday
Oh
night.
yeah,
ate
he tried to
cats.
eat the
He
cat.
ate
Did he
That's all
live
I
with
know.
Mr. Belvedere? Is that
Well, now you bring up a great subject.
crossover?
Favorite theme songs And I mentioned Mr. Belvedere is one of my favorite theme
Really?
songs, sung by.
Can you sing it?
Oh yeah,
It's sung by the guy that played
Leon
Mr. Belvedere.
Redbone.
Oh, yes,
No.
it
Is
does.
it?
Leon
It's-
Redbone.
it's,
Yes, 100%.
I thought it was
Streaks
sung.
on the China.
Yeah.
Never met him before. Oh yeah.
I swear to God, I thought it was the
When
guy
you
that
drop
played
kick the
Mr.
jacket,
Belvedere.
when
That's
you
No,
come
it's
through the
Leon
door,
Redbone.
Yeah?
no
Okay,
one
yeah.
glad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mr. Belvedere is
Yeah.
one of my favorite ones. That's
Oh.
Leon Redbone, and then
Well, you
my
know what
second was, or my first when I thought off the bat was Growing Pains.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Living
And
around the world today takes everything.
no, that's
It's Family Ties.
Family Ties.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a good one too.
You know which one my favorite is.
No, wait, Making Your Way in the World Today.
That's Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's Cheers.
Growing Pains is
Different
show me that
strokes.
smile. Ooh,
Show me that smile.
Don't waste another minute on your crying.
We're nowhere near.
Yes, the best is ready to begin. Yes, thank you. So that's Growing Pains, but then we got even
All of us
further
on
into
water,
it.
folks, on Crystal Geyser.
Yeah, we got further into it, and we went with the. Mine was Barney Miller.
Oh,
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
That's
though.
a good one. Taxi. Rich, what was yours?
I said anything. Sorry, I was on camera. I said anything that Michael Post guy did, like like Magnum PI and Hill Street Blues
Yeah, that
and
was
like
done,
yeah.
all those shows. But I've always been more.
Moonlighting.
I've never liked the
Moonlighting's
song, the
fabulous.
shows.
You can see that on.
I always like the musical, like whatever, just non-vocal tracks
Yeah,
for
yeah.
theme
Those
songs.
but that's what's missing from TV. There's no theme songs and there's no
At
laugh
all.
tracks.
Yeah, they
no
cut
audience.
through them a
Like,
lot now.
I can't even.
Yeah.
I don't even have a sitcom that I.
Couldn't tell you.
People say Modern Family,
That was good, but
and what else did I? always
Mom is
hear?
good.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's not. It's not Three's Company.
Regal Beagle.
Beagle.
Yes.
I was gonna ask, like, I'm like, how could that, considering like your basement is named after the show, you must like the theme song.
Sue has a
Yeah.
basement redone. Her basement's redone, refurnished, or
Completely.
remodeled. Awesome, and her bar is called the Regal Beagle.
And you hilarious because you've been there, and you sat down there and you're like, he just takes it all in. I wish I would have brought pictures to put up. You take it all in. You're looking to see if you know of anything new down there.
Yeah, it interests me.
I've loaned some things to you to have on
Pee-wee's
display.
collection, little
Smithsonian of
Pee-wee
Niagara
things.
And so
Falls.
he looks and he's like, kids wouldn't appreciate this.
Right.
They wouldn't, though.
They wouldn't.
They
Yeah, cool.
some, but overall,
Most
no,
of them
that's
not.
lost. The
Most of them
sitcom
not.
songs and all that.
Yeah.
Like how we can all chime in and have an opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite Muppet and that. I don't know.
Feel
I'm
old.
sure there's things we don't have. They'll be talking about anime and stuff.
Yeah.
That
Not-
I can't
not a
even
clue.
chime
No.
in at.
But I do
don't know.
appreciate that kids that are into that kind of stuff. It's
Oh yeah,
not my
they have
thing.
their own thing. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Like I might yell at clouds and say get off my lawn, but I appreciate it all. Like I know it's where we're at in life and that, and
Yeah.
I don't.
Kids are very different, and they've brought some cool things to the table, and they've lost a lot of
we had
like
some
they think
corny
nothing
stuff,
happened
yeah.
prior to them being on this earth.
Yeah, but
Which
like
is
stuff we
unfortunate.
see is like so embarrassing. Like you guys with the hair, Aquanet in high school is like
Guys?
there was
The hair?
Use guys.
use guys.
Use guys.
Like
Banana
the
clips?
girl's hair is so big it doesn't fit in our senior picture frames. The hair is outside the oval. That's
right.
how big
The higher the
hairs
hair,
are.
the closer to God.
Yeah, I guess. Stay away from any fires. We talked about MASH, how like sad that is, and on Sunday nights that knew it was like time to go to bed.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
you-
60 for me it was 60 minutes. The
60
ticking
minutes
of that
too, yeah,
clock
yes.
was like the countdown of
that's
doom.
that's Sunday nights at 7. It still is, I think. Jeez, if it's still on, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to watch MASH. I don't know.
I
if
had
the
said that
content
I
was
never
aggressive.
cared about it. Yeah, it was
Like my parents were like, time
brown
time to go to
and
bed.
dirty and like
Yeah.
war. And then as an adult, I watched it and was like, wow, this is really good. Like it is really good written and
Yeah.
acted and everything. But at the time, I heard that music and was like,
I got to throw one in that has not come up. It's older. Yeah, is it, for sitcoms go again, going back to the '60s. Hogan's Heroes.
Heroes. Yeah, I'm not too familiar.
I still,
That's one I don't know.
I still laugh out loud at Hogan's Heroes. I
see
still,
it on and stuff,
I still
but I don't
like.
know it.
I still laugh at the performances by the guy who was Colonel Klink and and Sergeant Schultz. I still laugh at those guys.
I appreciate it, but I don't know it enough to.
Yeah.
And there's like F Troop and those ones that were like super popular. That was. I like Twilight Zone. It's not.
There's like a set of CDs that you can get.
I got them.
I do too.
Yeah,
so you want to hear a funny story about this?
Yeah.
I've been on maybe 3 cruises in my life, and they always make you do those stupid things near the pool, and I'm like, I'm not playing any of those games. I'm just going to sit near the pool.
Right.
Too cool for that.
Right, yelling at clouds.
Until the next day, they throw that piece of paper under your door, and this is the day. This is the lineup. This is the schedule for today.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was TV theme song trivia.
Yeah.
I go, sign me up.
Yeah. How'd you do?
I won the trophy.
Oh, good.
I didn't let anybody know that I had that set of CDs though.
Yeah.
So people
Still,
are
that
like,
doesn't matter.
that girl got them. Oh, right. I'm
That's
like,
your own learning. That's your
beginner
own,
luck.
Yeah.
Beginner luck. They didn't know that.
We all have our strengths.
That's my thing.
We had trivia
good.
at work one day. We had professional development, and it was kind of like a bonus day. And we had lunch and everything, and then they brought in a guy started
Did you
setting
weep
up.
during that?
Did I what?
Did you weep during that?
No. I weep, but I didn't.
That's
weep.
fair. I'm a weeper.
Yeah, I just there's
Certain
some
things make
I
you
can
weep.
watch something and all of a sudden, but the Mr. Hooper was unexpected. Yeah. But we had a trivia and crushed. I wasn't expecting it at all. It was the dude came up and set up like trivia. Oh,
Yeah.
it was so good. So
That's
like
fun.
our team won, and some of the answers I just was pulling them out of my ass and got them right.
Yeah.
Like oh yes, that was pretty cool.
Some of them you don't realize you know.
Right.
Like we were just, my friend just did that at a Christmas party, and he pulled them out. I'm like,
Yeah.
you might want me on your team.
I'll get smoked now though.
And so then we were back and forth, and this one song came on. I said, Doogie Howser.
Oh.
Right? Are
That's
you
tough.
sure it's Doogie Howser? Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
wouldn't know
I think
that,
it's a
I don't
cop
think.
show. I'm like, telling you it's Doogie Howser. I wasn't there to, make enemies. So they talked me out of it. And I said, okay, it's not.
I hate getting talked out of
It was
it.
freaking Doogie Howser.
But it's always
It was
great
Doogie Howser.
when
I
it
know that
is,
one.
and you're just
Okay.
kind of like,
Right.
You don't listen.
what can you do?
Don't listen.
Yeah. I have like a 6 CD box set, whatever. A lot of it I don't know. It's like emergency,
Oh my God.
Well, the
Exclamation
early
point,
ones, like the
emergency.
50s and
Yeah,
that
60s.
early
I have
70s.
the entire
I think.
CD collection of Emergency. I thought I was John and Roy.
wow.
That
was a
let's
good-
go
I
down
picked
the
a- I picked a
emergency
good-
rat hole.
Wow.
Emergency. I'm guessing it's an
Squad
emergency
51.
like
Wow.
emergency room
That
or
was your-
emergency
No,
ambulance.
it was an emergency firehouse.
Oh.
Squad 51 in Los Angeles.
I when I had a train set, I built the emergency fire station. I had the cars. I had the Matchbox cars. I kept looking, going to like, it must have been Kmart, to find the right fire trucks because the one was like a boxy that had all the.
I had it.
Yeah,
I had it, Rich.
I had that one too.
I had a pair of blue Dickies because they wore like a blue Dickie uniform, and I
out.
thought I was John and Ponch.
Who was on
or
that?
not Ponch, John and Roy. Rudolph Mantooth
Mantooth.
Man,
Yes, I
cannot-
remember that.
I don't know nothing
played
about this
John
one.
Cage.
Yes.
Gage.
Man tooth.
I don't. I don't know who played the rest of the
I'll
characters.
have to-
No,
Who was which one
doctor.
was the blonde-haired one?
Dixie McCall. Oh no,
The actor.
The actor was.
Because I just remember seeing him years later on.
It was Roy.
yeah.
I don't know what his real name was.
I saw him years later
But
on.
then Rampart was the hospital,
something.
and that's where Dixie McCall was a nurse.
I don't know anything
oh my
about
God.
this show.
Please do yourself
And a lot of them
favor.
I know
It
a
used
little
to be
bit.
on.
but
I never watched it.
Cue
I
up
guess I
Emergency.
thought it was more than just
Exclamation
This
point,
is-
right?
yeah.
Emergency.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
firehouse.
It was a firehouse.
It was fire, but they also went to the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they would bring
So they
the-
all
Yeah,
worked
there was
together.
doctor
With
there was
the
doctor
victim.
stuff too.
It's like Third Watch.
My
something like that.
favorite.
It was
thing-
like ER kind
It
of
was
Okay.
the predecessor of ER meets like whatever Chicago Fire or whatever.
Gotcha.
all the
And you know
Chicago shows.
Squad 51.
No, Emergency
Was
the
Squad
show.
51.
It was based
Yeah.
around Squad 51 in Los Angeles.
Gotcha.
They were
Squad
like
54. Or
Squad
Car
54.
54.
Car 54.
That's
Squad
Where are you?
51 was the firehouse.
That one's older. That's
Yeah.
50s or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there's some on those things that I don't know. But then you hear the instrumentals like Cagney and Lacey.
Yes.
Cagney
I
and
know this one,
Lacey.
I know
I
this one.
mean,
Newhart.
man,
Cagney and
Yeah.
I
Lacey.
like Newhart.
Newhart's
Newhart.
good.
Newhart, the
the new
Soap.
yeah, the new-
Soap was great.
Soap was a great.
Soap
show.
was great.
And
And
then
it
I
was
just
it
read
was an instrumental too.
Soap. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Yep.
This is the Tanner family.
I wasn't allowed to watch soap.
Soap was risque.
No, my mother said I wasn't allowed to watch it because at one point the kid was having an affair with a teacher.
Oh.
And my mother was like, "You
Why you
can't
went
watch
into
that."
Teaching?
There was like the one son, and I don't know which. He was supposed to be in high school, but he was dating his teacher, and my mother was just horrified by that concept.
I think the Billy Crystal character was the first gay character on TV.
Yes,
That's
openly gay.
Openly gay.
Yes.
Also
Yeah.
was
And
problematic.
so speaking of Muppets, they had Bob and Doug or whatever it was. He had the
Yes, he
had
did.
the talked through the thing.
Yes, yeah, I forgot
And
about
everybody
that.
talked to him like it was a regular. I don't even know the names. It was Bob and Chuck.
Whatever, but yeah.
Bob and Chuck, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob and Doug McKenzie was from SCTV.
Yeah, straight
Yes.
through.
Yeah.
My Canadian relatives.
Funny. Oh, that was a great show. And then I read, because I never knew how it ended, Soap, when I watched
Yeah.
the rerun. So this I just read a few months ago. They ended up the season finale. They used that as a series finale.
Oh.
And they didn't tie up anything. They left. There was supposed to be a whole
Left it
other
hanging.
season. Yeah, like because it was getting wacky. There was like exorcisms and aliens. Remember that?
no.
It kind of went along with whatever pop culture. So
Okay.
the one baby was possessed. And then the other one, an alien came down. It was like
Yeah, he what's his face got abducted. Richard Mulligan. He got his
did?
character got abducted. Yeah.
Oh God, that's
He was
awesome.
also in Empty
227,
Nest,
Yeah.
Is
Or,
that
yeah,
on it? Yeah,
that's
Empty
what it was.
Nest.
which was the
Empty Nest.
spin-off of
Yes.
Golden
Golden
Girls.
Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they all lived across the
That's a
street
whole
from each
show.
other.
Spin-offs.
Spin-offs is another.
That is a
Spin-offs.
whole
That's a
thing.
whole podcast
Yes,
itself.
it is.
Like,
Spin-offs.
whole-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when
We'll save spin-offs for the next one. That'll bring you guys back.
when they started bringing in younger characters on TV sitcoms.
Like Oliver
Oh.
and Brady Bunch and
Yeah,
or
Andy
like
on
Andy and Family Ties.
Family Ties.
Sean Astin or one of the
Yeah.
Astons.
Yeah,
on,
like that's when they started
Growing
ruining the
Pains.
shows. That's when
Yeah.
that's
and,
like, then you get into the
Facts of
Jump the
Life.
Shark and all
Or
that.
Different Strokes had one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two things that they used to do on TV shows, sitcoms, when they got to the point which where the term "jump the shark" comes from Happy
Yeah.
Days,
Yeah.
but was introduce a baby or a young character.
Yeah.
You know, they adopt or something, or have them move. Like that.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
they did that
Remember
on I Love Lucy. They moved. Remember
moved
Laverne
on
and Shirley
Laverne and Shirley.
moved. They were like somehow everybody moved to California from Laverne and
Yeah.
Shirley,
Shirley
but
moved
like
to California and jumped like 2-3 decades. They went from the
Yes.
50s to the 80s. It made no
It was
sense.
weird, really weird.
And they dated the fireman, the guy.
Was it Squad 51?
Laverne's-
They were
They
dating
could've.
Squad. The
Yeah,
guys from
could've been,
Emergency.
yeah.
They could have.
Who was that guy's name? Who was
don't
Laverne's
remember
husband
that.
or boyfriend? Rich.
Laverne, or you mean Shirley?
No, it was Laverne
Curly?
fell in love with the fireman.
Oh,
in
that I don't
California.
remember.
Yeah.
That I don't remember.
'Cause he was like the hunk of one of those guys from the 80s. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Shirley was. I just saw her on an old episode of Law and Order. She was bad. She was bad.
Cindy,
I
she
couldn't
passed
believe
away,
it.
right? Cindy Williams, I think last year.
Yes.
Cindy Williams, she
Did
Did
passed
she
away.
just
Yeah.
pass away then? She must have just passed away.
This morphs into Dead or Alive.
Oh, Dead or
Oh,
Alive. Yes.
from our practice
Yeah, yeah.
session.
We'll do Dead or Alive and.
Honestly, it sounds horrible, but like a lot of times because there's so many reruns on television, you have no idea
really know.
if actors and actresses have died,
Yeah,
and
who knows?
then it kind of get like I would have been more sad had I known they were dead, and then I'm like, didn't that guy die 5 years ago? No,
No,
still
they
alive.
just died. Ruth Buzzy the other day.
Just died.
I thought
the
I
other
said to my
day.
girlfriend, I
Yeah,
thought she
like
was
this
dead
week.
for 20 years. I had no idea she was.
Yeah, I
even
always
alive
feel
still.
bad. I'm like, jeez. Really
I know.
Yeah.
Unless it becomes like a big thing.
Is Mickey Rooney still alive?
No. Come on.
Mickey Rooney.
I always question.
Mickey Rooney was
Yeah.
the most famous actor in the world
In the
at
world.
one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the 140th anniversary
Yes.
of Niagara
Okay.
Falls
Yeah.
State Park.
So we're gonna get into the business aspects.
Do we have
We'll
to?
come full circle now. So
No,
keep
we
us
have
up.
to?
Let's keep
Our
going. We don't have.
the listenership and viewership just plummeted probably.
No,
They're like,
or the
it's gonna be your
age,
highest
the
rated
age skew
episode.
went, up to the 60s and 70s.
Spread the word,
Yeah.
everyone.
But no, we'll wrap up with some plugging of what you have coming up. So, Ange, alphabetical order. Please tell me about the 140th.
So it's the 140th
celebrations.
anniversary of Niagara Falls State Park, the oldest state park in the nation. We are sitting in Niagara Falls. I mean, that's an exciting thing
Niagara stuff.
to express. I think the most exciting part of what we're going to do, and I just want to give a shout out to Sue Swiatkowski here, who serves as a commissioner of the Niagara Region State Parks.
Volunteer.
That's how
Volunteer
position.
That's how we tied
advisory
this
position.
guest.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I do have to call her Commissioner Swiatkowski. She's my
The
boss.
commissioner, like
But
Batman.
A commish.
You got to call the commissioner.
She puts the
Back
back
to the
pull
signal up.
Mozart head down and press the button and call you.
Yeah.
We don't really do much, to be honest.
No, you do.
We help guide
Your
and make
spiritual guidance and emotional support.
Yes, and we also then bring the information to the masses,
To the community, and I think helps spread. I think Niagara Falls, we've got one of the world, a world global icon in our backyard, and I just don't think we appreciate it enough. And we've talked about this constantly.
Yeah.
But again, people save money their whole lives to come here.
Right.
And so that's something I think we should all be proud of. But
have
one way we're
bias.
celebrating the 140th, which I think maybe some of your listeners will be interested in, is we are opening an archive. It'll be the first time we have public records available to the public. Records like Frederick Law Olmsted's handwritten notes about his visit to Niagara Falls.
They used to keep a registry. Harry Houdini signed.
Yeah.
Where
Like,
was
it's
this
really
at?
cool.
Like stored?
So this is going to be in the old administration building.
Is that where it
across the
was?
point.
Like these they
It was
found there? or
everything was in
just-
storage. We had
Wow.
no place to put it, and so
That's
when we
cool.
built the Welcome Center at Niagara Falls, we also repurposed what had always been the regional headquarters office. So like we were paying bills out of this gorgeous building
Yeah.
at the brink of the falls. So now that is public space.
Cool.
Where the archives will be.
Is that where your office was before?
That's where
That
I was.
went.
Yeah,
that
right.
was cool.
We all
building.
now work at DeVoe Woods, which is lovely. But this is now an archive that will be available to locals, appointment researchers from around the world.
that's
We've
awesome.
got the original receipts from the elevators for Cave of the Winds. It's really cool. So that opens on May 12th. So
Monday.
Monday, May 12th.
Yep. Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think
Great.
that's exciting.
Congrats.
it's
That's
really
cool.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's, yeah.
Like I
huge.
said, when they had opened it up for us for our commission, our
The
last commission
commissioners.
meeting, the commish, and that's what I said. I go, who's the most famous person to sign the registry? And they just happened to say, well, we're still getting through it, but they said the one of the names that is not politically involved anyway. It was Harry Houdini, and they
You know
showed us
who
his
else is in there
autograph,
that they
which
didn't
was
show was Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers.
Yeah, she's
So
in
I
there.
think they stopped doing it in the early '80s.
Yeah, but we're bringing it back.
Yeah.
It's the registry for
Anybody
just
who
like a
went to the
guest-
falls,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
guests
Yeah.
of the falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So someone's pouring over every name.
Yeah, we actually were lucky enough to hire a curator, Courtney Gearhart. People
She
may
was at
remember
the
her from
local
the
history, yeah.
library. We stole her away.
Yeah.
And she
Nice.
has been remarkable in setting
Oh,
this
great.
thing up.
That's
so.
who I dealt with when I donated Paul's stuff to the library.
Right.
Was
Yeah,
Courtney.
yeah.
She helped me
So,
with that.
yeah.
Great. That's
Yeah.
good to hear.
So we've
Cool.
got her. Yeah. it's
Awesome.
been great.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Come check it out.
Good.
Yeah.
Sue, what's shaking in your neighborhood?
So I know people are always like, what's happening with retail, blah blah blah. And, yeah, it's happening all over the country, unfortunately.
Actually, when I walked in, I said, "Rich, what's happening with retail?"
So we're losing some stores. It ebbs and flows. Hopefully things are coming back. But we do have, Dick's Going Gone is coming to fill up our big space, which was our former Marshall's space, and there'll be some movement there, which is great. I think I just got a text
Is
or
that Dick's Sporting
like
Goods?
Dick's Sporting Goods.
Really? Oh,
So
okay.
Going Gone is their clearance store, and we're an
Oh,
outlet,
that's big
so
news,
that's
yeah.
That's cool.
so it's good. So we'll have, it's not just
Is this breaking news?
Well, it may be. I
Kermit,
don't.
can we get Kermit to break this news?
This is
We take you now to Kermit the Frog at the scene of another fast-breaking news story.
so it is breaking news only because I probably will totally announce it, informally, but they're looking for people to work there. So if you are looking for a job, you could go down to the former the spot that was Marshall's will be Dick's Going On, and I think by the end of the month they are going to be open, which is great.
Great news.
So other than that, we also have a new. So we're talking a lot of nostalgic stuff. We have a great local tenant retailer that is the Niagara Emporium. If you've not been down there, it's fabulous.
Oh, the antique.
The antique,
I was
yeah.
just there the other day.
And
we
so
go all the time.
So the shoe store that was on the outside of the mall has moved into the mall. So it is now taken up a vacant space, which was the Reebok store. It has been vacant for a few years now. So that store, the shoe department Encore, came inside the mall. That's kind of kitty corner from where Old Navy is, and entrance 3. And the Rainbow store is sadly going to be leaving us, but we already know that the Niagara Emporium is going to take over those 2 spots.
Oh, that big.
It's going to
Wow,
be that
really?
big, and
They
they
have that many
have.
vendors clamoring to fit in there. Huh?
So I believe they have a lot of vendors that didn't necessarily fit the space. Where they were previously was an old Macy's store in one of the Erie County malls. So when that mall closed, they
At
were
the
looking.
Eastern Hills?
I think it was
That's
Eastern
the-
Hills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they were looking for a
didn't know that was
space.
that.
They came to Niagara Falls. We're happy to have them.
Yeah,
They're wonderful
huge.
people to work with.
That was huge over there.
Yeah.
Full, like, couches and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those types of vendors weren't able to necessarily make the leap here yet. But I think with the 2 additional spaces that they're taking on, and I believe they're planning on, blowing through some walls and
Yeah.
really
They
fabricating
posted
it.
something yesterday or today?
They
or-
have. If you so I feel like I'm not letting too much of the cat out of the bag,
No.
because if you follow them on their social media,
Yeah,
you're
they
going to
showed an
know. And
overhead
if
view,
you
too.
you've already applied for a job at Going Gone,
Right.
you know that they're coming too.
Yeah.
So we also we just got a new restaurant in our food court, and another one on the way. And when that happens, we will have a full food court for the first time, and I can remember.
That's awesome.
And I've only worked there 3 years. So so as much as it looks like some stores are closing, I encourage people to still shop the mall.
Yeah.
And if your favorite store has closed and it's a bummer, I'm sorry about that. But it doesn't mean that there aren't other stores in the mall that you might like.
Yeah.
So take a walk. There's a lot of people doing mall walks even, which is great. I know the weather is breaking, so we might not see as many as we usually do in the winter. But it's a great way to, try something new. Don't be afraid of trying something new.
People probably haven't gone there since the expansion 10 years ago. Or
People
whatever,
still get
too.
lost.
I get lost.
Unfortunately.
I get lost.
Yeah.
I get turned around when
Yeah.
I'm in there. I go to Puma and then Nike, and I go. I'm like, I walk and it's an entrance or exit. I go,
Yeah.
Oh, shit, okay. I gotta go that way.
So we are bringing a little bit of history back, in that we're going to do a sidewalk sale for Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, because a lot of our like I said, our stores are looking for something like that. So the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday of Memorial Day weekend, you're going to see more stuff out into the common area.
So old timey.
Yeah, like kind of old timey. And then if you're there on Saturday between 12 and 2, and you can show me a receipt that you shopped at any one of our stores, we have some fun summertime promo items to give you. So, for every receipt you show me, you'll get a promo item.
There's
We
always
got
something going on too.
sunglasses,
Halloween and-
blow up cute palm tree things, bubbles for the kids, stuff like that. But a nice way to start our summer off. Yeah.
Great.
So we are still there. We're still shopping. So
There's things to
come
do.
to fashion outlets. Absolutely.
Things to do in Niagara.
Yeah, for sure.
We on the last note, I want to give a shout out to a local small business, and we were at Mr. M's before we came
Yes,
here.
we were.
Had a couple drinks, and what did you guys order? You had
We had a
We
steak.
split
Split a steak.
Statler and Waldorf split the steak and
you
cheese
had the
wrap.
Statler and Waldorf.
We had the Statler.
nice.
And we did
Yeah.
have pickle chips,
Pickle
which
chips?
they said were new on the menu. I don't know if they said. I don't know. They were
it was
great.
Elegant.
Seemed like
They were
everything was cool.
elegantly
They were
served
fabulous.
in a basket.
Yeah.
with a
And
boom boom
I know,
sauce.
and nice service there too. They're
Yeah.
really nice
Friendly.
people.
Cool. It was
Yeah.
vibe.
getting filled up.
Getting
and
Yeah,
filled
it
up
was
for
really
the dinner
nice.
hour,
I didn't
and
know that was a thing.
kind of the pregame before Niagara stuff.
Yeah.
You should get them as a sponsor.
you should.
trying.
Okay.
That's why
Mr.
I gave a
Holmes.
little.
The nice thing
give a
about that
little
place,
shout
I
out.
will tell you too, they're open for lunch. And a lot of places are not open for lunch. So give a shout out to the proprietors that realize that, like, yeah, people like
People
going
like
out for
lunch.
lunch too.
Went to a fabled local establishment that's been around forever the other day on Pine Ave, and door was locked and looked, and it didn't open until dinner. We're like, holy shit, this is
It's annoying.
I know
closed?
where.
And we,
Yeah.
Mr. M's.
It's annoying.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
It was unexpected. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now I
That
do.
was great. That was really good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. I'm glad that we did keep it
This didn't feel like
penned in.
surgery.
It was not.
wasn't
I
bad.
know. I
after
told
all.
you at Mr. M's. I said it's not going to be normal.
Remember, it's
normal
the
interview.
40th anniversary. Of
Yes.
the
So
And if
140th.
you have not
all-
been recently, go to Niagara Falls State Park. There are so many wonderful changes. If you've not been to the new visitor center, it is
check it out.
fabulous. And wait, and just because this is so local, tell them about how localized the food and the
Yeah. Do we
everything.
have time?
Yes.
Do we have a
a little
minute?
bit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
so we're always dragging on Niagara Falls State Park for not really supporting locals, but if you come to Niagara Falls State Park into the new Welcome Center, there's a cafe in there that serves DiCamello's Pizza, Salen's Hot Dogs. It sells Dragonfly Jams, Niagara Honeymoon
Wardinski
Candies,
sausages, I think, too. Yeah.
Wardinski sausages, Costanzo rolls.
Great.
So really an effort to be local forward.
And what about if someone is there any way to like submit that they want to sell their stuff? Is anything along
Always
those?
open to
Yeah, because the
Cool.
gift shop is phenomenal as well.
Oxford
Awesome.
pennant material.
Check
and
it
the
out.
whole
Everybody's gotta
local
check it
Taste
out.
New York section.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Honeymoon Suites. Is that Marianne's?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have hers there. Dragonfly Jams.
Cool.
Damon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Good
And
to
just
know.
a quick shout out for Art Park too.
Yeah.
There's a brand new trail we're opening. It's a stone scramble up the side of the escarpment. I'll leave it at that. Go to Art Park. Check it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good things happening.
Awesome.
Yeah.
can I get an on-air promise that you guys will be back onto NiagaraStuff?
Well, of
Yeah.
course. We
I
need
think everyone's a month.
we need it.
Yeah.
We need it. You know,
Every
part
so
two.
often. I'm not going too crazy.
We need a
but-
part two. For
yeah,
sure.
oh, we got part 3, part
That's-
4.
I
There's so
might,
much more to
I
say.
might bring some like still shots for
Yeah.
Rich to
Maybe we
have to
could do it
throw up on
Absolutely.
screen.
Absolutely.
We
yes.
could do it in the
We could do it at the Regal Beagle for sure.
All right. I love it. We could do it at the park.
We could do it at the
We could
park.
do it at the
Yeah,
park.
I love it.
World's
All
our
right.
oyster.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks
on.
for having us.
Thank you, everybody, and tune in next time. And 2 awesome guests, and I'm glad you got a chance to know them better and things that they're promoting and celebrating. Thank you very much.